Word list 5. Deposit. The sediments have been deposited over a comparable period of time. Reunion. Next Monday, we will have a family reunion. Lay. Turtles travel miles through the sea to lay eggs on an island. Occupy. Wish I'd brought a book or something to occupy my time. Envelop. More dense atmosphere gradually enveloped Earth. Storage. Some fungi can grow at 500 degrees centigrade, while others can grow at -5 degrees centigrade, so even food in cold storage may not be completely safe from them. Proactive. My role is to help you take a more proactive approach to your life. Fantasy. Science fiction is a mixture of science and fantasy. Posit. Most religions posit the existence of life after death. Disguise. These songs' origins cannot be disguised, and therefore they belong primarily to the composer. Psychology. The scientific study of psychology has a long and illustrious history at this university. Embellish. Jimmy embellished the tale of his fishing trip to make it sound more exciting. Weird. Those modern sculptures over there are really weird. Diverge. This is where our points of view diverge from each other. Infuriate. Ross knew that some of his words might infuriate the fans of that singer. Spear. Tom isn't good at table manners. He spears the cake and puts it on the plate. Repress. It's not healthy to repress your anger. Conquer. Very often, the most difficult thing is to conquer oneself. Thrust. The little boy started to cry when a needle was thrust into his arm. Casualty. There has been no report of casualty or damage. Incidental. The discovery was incidental to their main research. Superb. I was fascinated by their superb performances. Bestow. Some of the students would be bestowed honors and prizes upon at the graduation ceremony. Adventitious. I found this adventitious meeting with my friend was very lucky. Dissipate. Don't dissipate your efforts over something so trivial. Resolute. He has taken bold and resolute actions. Cranial. These are usually benign tumors that often form near the cerebellum and in the cranial nerve. Lineage. She traced her lineage back to the Tang dynasty. Bulk. The high housing price is a bulk to many young people working and living in big cities. Irritate. You do not want to make any troubles to irritate your boss. Consolidate. But if they can succeed, it may encourage other companies to consolidate. Intervening. The intervening time between the TV series is full of commercials. Corrosion. If the beads are buried for long, the effects of corrosion can further change their outer appearance. Mental. Do you have a mental picture of what it will look like? Plump. The man is so short and plump that he has to be lifted up on his horse. Readily. It is made of wood not readily available. Cooperative. He is not cooperative. Pave. The sky was paved with clouds. Contamination. In the 1970s, the peregrine falcons almost disappeared as a result of the contamination of the food chain by the DDT in pesticide. Shrink. The crystals shrink and become more compact. Pretentious. Self-image can be indicated by a tone of voice that is confident, pretentious, shy, aggressive, or outgoing. Laser. The barcodes on the products are read by lasers. Identify. This odor allows ants to identify intruders. Barter. Food could be bartered for other commodities long ago. Cue. She stood in the wings and waited for her cue to go on. Tenant. The tenant can use any space in the parking area. Medal. The young girl won a gold medal in the Olympics. Inscribe. They inscribed vocabulary and other study aids on tables. Flake. Flake the tuna and add it to the sauce. Concert. All their musical instruments were lost, and they couldn't play at their concert. Supreme. It is an event in which she reigns supreme. Encounter. Abstract art encountered much opposition in its early years. Lease. Her lease ends after graduation. Downward. Aristotle noted that when he released most objects, they would drop downward. Courteous. Please keep this in mind. Introduce yourself in a courteous manner. Evolve. The techniques of pottery manufacture had evolved well before the Greek period. Jeopardize. My boss keeps asking me to work overtime, but I always said no because I don't want to jeopardize my studies. Detergent. No detergent can remove these stains. Parking. We're organizing a rally on Thursday afternoon to get the administration to reconsider the parking lot plan. Imprint. The terrible scenes were deeply imprinted on my mind. Degree. Some studies done with mice indicate that mammals do inherit fearfulness to some degree. Bulk. Most of their bulk is hidden below the water. Spontaneity. In fact, the discernment which we are speaking of has an essential relationship with spontaneity. Mast. The ship lost its mast in the gale. Inanimate. A fable is usually a short tale featuring animals or inanimate objects that can talk and think like humans. Exhale. A diver must ascend slowly, never at a rate exceeding the rise of the exhaled air bubbles, and must exhale during ascent. Comply. A good citizen complies with the laws of the country. Plantation. Back in the 17th and 18th century, African and American women wove the baskets to use in the rice plantations. Request. People from the television station have requested the viewers to send in their suggestions. Penetrate. In a microwave oven, radiation penetrates food and is then absorbed primarily by water molecules, causing heat to spread through the food. Diversion. Statistics showed that there was a diversion of funds from the manufacture to food industry in March. Endure. I had to endure many painful shots because I'd been exposed to rabies. Reserve. The reserve section of the library is due to close in 1 hour. Overload. Car drivers usually overload their cars. Region. She earns somewhere in the region of $8,000. Absurd. Don Quixote makes chivalry seem absurd. Exemplary. The exemplary function of the hero in literary works seems to remain constant. Leftover. There weren't many leftovers from yesterday. Conservationist. A British conservationist has become the first individual to view the extraordinarily beautiful bird for 1 year. Suspect. Most paleontologists suspect that abrupt changes in climate led to the mass extinctions. Adhesive. It's considered one of the strongest adhesives in nature. Gravitational. Jupiter has a weaker gravitational force than the other planets. Hydrogen. Hydrogen has the potential to revolutionize transportation and possibly our entire energy system. Celebrate. He decided to celebrate his birthday some other time.